are listening to the Balancing Act podcast. Here's your hosts, Jamie Wonko and Joe Vitale.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Hey, we are officially recording. What's up, buddy? How we doing?
Woohoo! Welcome back to the Balancing Act podcast. I am Jamie Wonko here with Mr. Joseph Vitale. Hello, Joe. How are ya?
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
You know, I am pretty happy to be here today with you and Highway to the shirt you have on.
So, yes, we were talking about this just before. I had some technical difficulties. So, my shirt's giving Top Gun vibes if you're watching on the YouTube.
Yes, it is. Yes,
it's my new Indy. It's my new Indy 500 shirt. I went to the Indy 500 this past Memorial Day weekend a few weeks ago, which is something I've been doing for a couple of years, which I really enjoy doing. So, my buddy's mom.
Can you tell us before we really get into your story about the Indy 500?
Yes.
Can you tell us about our season 3 sponsor?
Hey, well, guess what? Our season 3 sponsor, speaking of automobiles, which are on a track, horrible segue.
Auto insurance.
Our season 3 is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Teachers Insurance Plan. Make sure you check out their website, which is linked in our episode for more information or to get a quote. Teachers Insurance Plan, auto insurance that brings exclusive educator savings and exceptional customer care to New Jersey and Pennsylvania educational employees. And I was safely protected on my journey out to Indianapolis when I was driving out there by Teachers Insurance Plan because we are now customers.
So tell me, how did you start? I know you do. It's an annual trip. How did all of that get started for you?
Yeah. So my best friend from literally the first day of kindergarten. I'm very blessed to have some very close friends that I've had for a very long time. Had to go out to school in the Midwest and find some wonderful woman to fall in love with, and is married and lives out there now. And for years he was like, "You should come out to the race. You should come out to the race." And I'm like, "Race? I'm not into car racing. I'm really not. It's not like a thing." So it was 2016, it was 10 years ago, and his mom had unfortunately just passed away. Wonderful lady, great family, and someone that I've been close with for such a long time. And we were at the repast and maybe had one too many drinks and was like, "We should go to the race this year." And then it's my drunk guy impression. And we ordered tickets on the spot impulsively, and my wife and I wound up going out there. I just fell in love with being out there and being part of a celebration of America. It's always the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and it's just such a spectacle. 350,000 people on race day. One in every 1,000 Americans is at the race on race day. It's the largest single-day sporting event in the world. So, and it's really cool. Even you're thinking oh my God, that many people, 350,000 people, the traffic and the getting out. When I tell you from a human engineering standpoint that this event is runs like a top, it's it is just so amazingly run in regards to getting people in.
Maybe that's where the World Cup should be.
Yeah, right. Tell me about it. I was just talking to a buddy of mine because, as you know, we live in New Jersey, and Secaucus is the big hub of the New Jersey transit system that if you want to go to MetLife Stadium where the finals are going to be, but for other World Cup games, you have to take New Jersey Transit from New York or from New Jersey, and it goes into Secaucus, and then you get off and get on another train, which is a short train ride to MetLife Stadium. And apparently there's a day, and I don't exactly know when it is, that there's a Knicks playoff game, and there's a World Cup game, and there's rush hour traffic, and there's a baseball game in the city, and there's a festival somewhere. It is going to be DEF CON level 1 traffic event for.
Can you find out the day so I can recommend that Jason takes off from work?
Yes.
That would be great.
So stay home. I want to say it's in July, but I definitely will find out the day.
Oh, okay,
So if it's in
then
July, then you won't have to worry about it.
Okay, yeah, then we don't have to worry about it. When you said a Knicks playoff game, I was like, oh, is that still?
Oh, wait, yeah, no, you could, yeah. Oh. I think it was a Knicks playoff game. Now I got to get my facts straight. I got to make sure. Okay. I got to make sure I know what I'm doing. But anyway, yeah. So at the Indy 500, we get up at stupid o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, and we get in the car. We drive to where we're gonna go in because we park in the infield, and we're like the old people because we have been diagnosed with excessive oldness. So we go into and we tailgate and everybody bags up their trash and like puts it in a little spot, and it's like a nice little area. And then there's turn 3, and turn 3 is where that's where all the madness happens. It's where the college kids are. It's right next to where the techno concert is, because there's like a big I said techno. It's EDM music.
EDM, yeah.
Yes.
You lost me at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's way too early. It's like I kind of dread
nighttime.
I dread the wake up call, but they blast off a cannon at 6 a.m. and fireworks, and everybody starts beeping their horn, and they start letting everybody in, and then you're just there and celebrating America. And the most powerful thing is they do a celebration of America, and they do like an invocation from a priest, and they do like flyovers, which are just amazing, and they play taps for Memorial Day weekend. And it is so incredibly powerful to be there in dead silence with 350,000 people standing in reference to America at that point. It really is it's a very, very cool moment to be a part of every year. It's one of the things I really look forward to every year. And it's kind of the kickoff to summer and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fun.
What a little civics teacher you are.
Yeah, it's something fun to do. And my wife, hasn't gone the last couple of years because her schedule's a little too crazy. My daughter was supposed to go this year. She wants to travel to all 50 states and was going to go out there. We were talking it up, and for good reason, she wound up not attending. She wound up winning a scholarship from the New Jersey Vietnam Veterans Memorial. She was the scholarship winner for this year. Yeah, which she wrote an amazing essay. I read it, and I was like, she's going to win this damn thing, and she's not going to be able to go. So she was like kind of upset, but also very happy that she won the scholarship. So yeah, it was awesome. And we've been going through like award season and the prom, and now we're into it's not Maycember, it's June, whatever you want to call it, where it's like every day there's something, and it's a yearbook party.
Junibration.
It's June. I think that works. Junibration.
Yeah. I have to tell you that I was like so impressed with the award ceremony at our children's school. And
Yes.
I sent an email to the head of guidance. I really, the last few years, and I guess it's, as I get older, I have such an awareness of, or at least I try always to show gratitude. And I often try to put myself into, the shoes of someone else whose job it is to do, so many things throughout their day, and then all of the extra things, as so many of us in education know that, would never get done if people didn't just volunteer their, extra time and, abilities to do it.
Profession that is built on the backs of unpaid overtime, right?
Right.
Nick
So
Ferroni has said that often.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this woman who, arranged it, and there were like over 100 awards given. And, just from an organizational standpoint, the, putting together who's going to donate, collecting the checks, organizing the speakers, contacting, the amount of family members that came, even to give them that moment to memorialize their family member that they had lost, that they raised money for, in their name to give to a high school senior who carries on their legacy in some way. I thought, gosh, that must be such a highlight of their year to be able to honor and remember their family member in that way, that they come out to the ceremony to speak about them. And I just really, I have to say, I thinking about it, it was like, yes, did we work today? And yes, was it a long day? Yes, is it going to be, it was a long ceremony, but worth it, like every minute of that. And actually, one of our colleagues' son is also graduating, and she has his ceremony coming up. And I was saying to her, 'cause she said, I have to go on I'm going here with my other child, and it's a long day. And I said, I just want you to think about it from, the opposite point of view, and how worth it is for these kids to have, the recognition that they deserve for working so hard, and then all of the hard work that went into the program itself. And I felt like so privileged to be there, because not every kid gets invited either. Our children's class has 420 kids in it or something like that. And, and certainly was not their entire class. So it was a privilege to witness all of those kids. And some of them, Jason and I were like elbowing each other, like, oh my goodness, that's the soccer coach from when Drew was 5, and you remember his wife? And they had the team where they had like 8,000 snacks. It was like a snack before the game, snack at halftime. It was just basically more snacking
I think
playing.
they were the people that gave all the kids snacks during the award ceremony. I think.
Right. Did you see them? They were like, all right, that's 10 awards have gone. Everyone get an ice
cheese
pop.
stick. Everyone get a cheese stick.
There was a lot of ice cream that year.
I'm sure there was. Yeah, so it's really cool, and a lot of the kids, like, and even myself, like a lot of the girls that went up, like I had coached on my daughter's soccer team,
right?
And just parents that you see, and it's good to see, and I don't want to name names, but we were driving home, and I always use my daughter as a barometer, right? My son is like as I've joked before, like my son is go with the flow, Joe. My man's like, where's the prom? I don't know. Where are we getting a limo? What time are you taking pictures? I don't know. But my daughter
Can't be
is
bothered
like,
with these details.
Yeah, like when my daughter gets upset about something, then it's time for me to get upset about it because she's very good at analyzing. Like, okay, when do I need to like really be pissed off and put all my chips in the center of the table? You know what I mean? So, and this was not one of those stories. She wasn't angry about anything, but we're driving home and she made a comment about one of her classmates. And it was not in a bad way at all. And I actually texted the parent afterwards and made mention of it. And I said, and she said, for so-and-so, every single award that person won was absolutely earned and well worth it. They are dedicated to everything. They're in every honor society. They show up at everything. They're kind. They're respectful. Like, there was no point of where that person was like, oh, this person again. Like, that person deserved to win every award that they won. And I encouraged my daughter, because we don't do that as a people, right? That's why I reached out to the parent, because that message would never
tell
get.
Tell them.
I said it to my daughter. I said, you should tell her that.
Her. Yes.
Because there's probably some of that child, that young lady, who was like, I kind of want another one, and I have to go up again. Like,
right.
There could be some of that, like, and because I also think that might be kind of her personality. She wasn't like, oh, I won again. Look at me cheering for myself. Like, that's not what it was. Like, almost like a little bit red-faced, and it'll be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're calling my name again. Where maybe she needs to know that other people feel that way about her. So I made sure that the parent knew that, like, hey, my daughter said this about your kid, and I thought you should know that because it speaks to your child's character and the kind of person that she is. Right. And I thought that was awesome. And this is like that weird time, like, for these kids where, like, all the BS starts to go away, or at least that's what I'm hoping, where, like, they're starting to realize, like, time is fleeting.
They only have a couple weeks left for that, so hopefully it is.
Like, time is fleeting, and there's only a short period of time, and we need to remember each other's, because you will leave this moment.
Yeah. And
that's it. Like, yeah, you'll have reunions, and yeah, you have social media, and yeah, you'll see everybody every once in a while, but, and not to be Debbie Downer, but, like, people pass away. People move and don't come back. People, their lives change for a variety of different reasons. So enjoy, like I kept saying to my daughter when she was frustrated and having difficult times with certain things, like, don't wish time away, because it's a resource that you never get back. So, hopefully that's advice that she's listened to. But it really has been, like, very poignant for the two of them. My son won his award, and he's like, I got a plaque. Like, no, Joe, your name goes on a plaque. You don't get a plaque. Your name goes on a plaque.
Yeah. It's so special, and to see
they
them
did
coming
say,
into their own. And
they did often say, like, and the winner of this award is Andrew Wonko. I was like, who's Andrew? Like, is there an Andrew around?
Yeah,
that we know.
It's we forget that's his name.
It is his
so
name.
It's only at ceremonies, and I know. I said to him recently, because we had always talked about he hates it so much. Like, do you think you'll change it? And we kind of looked into it a few years ago, and then we said, oh gosh, if you really want to do it, you can do it when you're 18, because it's so annoying. Like, as parents, like, you both have to show up, and then you have to get a lawyer, and it's a lot easier if he decides to change it, in the future. But I don't know. He's kind of gone now. He's like, he just doesn't care as much as he did when he was younger. But one of the people who presented the award knew him, and she said Drew, which was nice.
Nice.
And I texted her and was like, thank you so much for the award, and also thank you for saying his name, because I know, like, he noticed, I noticed, and so it was very cool.
It was a great night. It's a lot of clapping. It was, the advisor of like the Mu Alpha Theta Math Society is a teacher named Mr. Tufts, who I absolutely love.
Oh, he was funny. He was very funny. Yeah.
I think he's fantastic. He told a
Yeah.
great story about the fact, like, this is the 17th anniversary of my awards ceremony where I was the only person who did not win an award. Yes, that's right. I was invited to the award ceremony, and my parents watched every child get an award, but I didn't win anything. I was just like, that is
I
the
wonder if
greatest
that's
story.
true. And also, he was actually a chaperone when the kids went to Nashville with band. And
Oh, yeah.
and they all were like, he was such a great chaperone. And he plays, I hate to say the wrong instrument. I'm pretty sure it's the trumpet.
Minstrel bells. Doesn't he play bells? They play
Pretty
bells or
sure.
something?
No, a saxophone, trumpet, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes
I think so, too.
you can play more than one, but
Oh,
yeah.
no, I think on his website he mentioned he's in a minstrel choir or something like that. Just an all-around great guy.
amazing.
Like very,
Yeah, for
I
real.
would say the word eccentric probably fits his personality, but he would
Gotcha.
own that badge. And he also has a daughter who is a high school senior. So he was mentioning
he was
how,
saying
like,
yes. Like a
yeah,
couple
it's
weeks
like so
away from-
surreal that like in another week I'm going to be sitting at my daughter's awards ceremony, and it's a weird thing to think about when you've sat through so many of those, and now your own
Right.
child's going to go through it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, those are I'm glad you reached out and said something too, because those are the thankless jobs, right? The jobs that like
Yeah.
nobody gets the thank
Send
you
the
for.
note. Yeah.
Yeah,
Send the note.
absolutely.
Say the thing. Send the email and tell them because it's important.
important.
People need
I
to
agree.
hear it. Yeah. And we've got to spread a little bit more kindness and joy, which
Yeah.
actually joy is our topic today.
Yeah, and I know we always close our show by saying like, hey, I appreciate you, but like that's
Yeah.
something that I try to like when somebody does something that I appreciate, I always make sure that I do my best to make sure that they know. Even like with my children that I sometimes overlook, right? I'll say to my son like, hey, like I really appreciate the fact that like you stepped up today and helped with whatever, or that you were this or that. Like it does not go unnoticed, and thank you for doing that. So
Yeah.
'cause even they
Living
need
with
that
gratitude.
every once in a while.
Everybody needs it.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Anyway,
needs
but no,
it.
you were saying joy is our
Joy is
Yes.
our topic today.
topic today. Yes. So there was a recent article in the magazine that we were featured in, different month.
No,
No, same month.
it's not the same.
No, it's
magazine.
NEA Today. Excuse me. It's not NJEA Today. It's the NEA Today article. Yes, Jamie is currently
Okay.
holding it up.
So we were, yes, I mean,
Sorry.
dust off the shoulder. We were featured in the NJEA, which is, obviously just for New Jersey, and this is the NEA, the National Education. And if NEA Today would like to feature us
Yeah.
in an article,
I mean,
yes, we are a yes. The 100% we are there for you, NEA Today. This magazine I do have to say, in this digital world, I heart a magazine.
Yeah, you don't get 'em very
love
often.
it. No, and I get this in the mail, and yeah, it's to my home, and there are certain things. I remember I had one particular professor when I was getting my master's, and she made us sign up. I remember it being at the time being like, really? But we had to put our name on so many different professional organizational mailing lists and like freebies and all of these things, and I still get different things specific from that, like back in 2003, which is wild.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
remember that. What was her
Yeah.
name? Pierce. I think her name was Pierce at is that Kane University, right? I believe.
Go
Is
Cougars.
that what it was? Yeah.
Kane University. If you wanted to go back into the archives, a little fun fact about me, Mr. Vitale, but I was.
Oh, I know
don't if
this
I've ever-
already.
Oh, I told this on the pod
You
before?
did. No, you told me.
Was,
I don't know if you told the pod.
I was walking through. I worked on campus my junior and senior year. I had this fantastic job, and I was walking, and hey, would you be in this video? And I was like, be in a video? I have to go to work. And they were like, well, who's your boss? I'm like, well, she's upstairs. So they asked if I could do it. Sure, of course, yes. And so I was in this like informational video, like a recruitment video.
Oh, nice.
And so I can't think of Kane without Kane University. Your future starts here. That was my line.
Yes. That was
Thank
your
you so
line?
much. Thank you. Yes. But they had
yes.
like one of those, like, and the camera went up on the thing and then down. And my payment for being in the recruitment video was I got to go into the bookstore and pick like any piece of merch that I wanted.
Wow, good for you.
And I got like this really great gray hooded like cane. Yes. And those bad boys are expensive.
Yes, they are.
It was worth it to me. Plus I didn't even have to go to work, which was like, super cool.
Exactly.
Come on, shut up.
Yeah.
I still have that VHS tape if anyone wants to crack out there.
We're going to have to. I'm more
crack out your VCR.
I got to break up. I do still have a VCR somewhere.
NCAA tournament. It was like all these, like we had to say like Division I. We had to say all these lines, and then it ended. Kane University, your future starts here.
Yeah. So there was the article was about the joy of teaching, right?
So back to NEA Today.
Yes.
And the article is the joy of teaching, and the line on the inside title says, "This is still a great job!" Exclamation point.
Yes.
Now, some of you teachers out there are thinking, "This is still a great job?"
Question mark?
Question mark?
That's great.
So, I am obsessed and have been for years with joy, happiness, and how and why some people are happier than others.
Okay.
Okay. So this to me immediately sparked probably what is like in my top 3 favorite books of all time, The Happiness Project by a Miss Gretchen Rubin.
Okay.
Have you ever read it?
I have not.
Okay. Because I've read it and reread it and read it and reread it and given it. I can't believe I've never given it to you to read.
I'm just so happy I don't need it. That's what it is.
Hang on, I'm gonna wait. It's probably right here. Yes, it is.
It just might be.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this my bedazzled mug? Yes. Hold
Oh,
on.
as a matter of fact, yes, it is a bedazzled mug.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is it. I always have it on my nightstand.
Props.
It is
Project.
well loved. It is well worn, and I have all sorts of things that I've stuffed in here, and I've read it. And essentially, it is years of research into what makes some people happier than others. What are the habits of happy people?
Okay.
So when I looked. Trying to see when was this. When I saw this article, I thought, wow, I see all these posts and these polls that say things like, who are the unhappiest people in their jobs, and it's like these rankings. And often right there with the most miserable are teachers, nurses, first responders, right? That it kind of comes up. And I suppose that's the content in my algorithm. And, and I always think, geez, isn't that sad?
Yeah.
To think that your profession is the number one most miserable?
I think one of the things that's in the article that I'm having a difficult time wrapping my head around was there's a lot of comments about like salary. Like, I make $53,000 a year, but I'm the happiest person I am in my job because I, create relationships with my students and granted, please don't get me wrong, that all that stuff is great. Okay. But like, we're also,
if you're working 3 other jobs.
Yes. There's other articles that are out there. Like I'm not saying that this is a propaganda article because it's not. And it is good to see that it's put out by an education association. And it's something that they asked a number of people that are really happy in their jobs, but we don't know what their financial situation is, where you have, I forget what the numbers are, but there was a recent study that came out with the percentage of teachers that are working a second job to, not like to earn extra, like to make ends meet. We're not talking about like, I want to earn extra money because I want to go on vacation.
Go on another vacation. Right. No,
it's like, I'm
pay the
trying to make
bill.
ends meet. I'm trying to put food on the table and help out. And we've talked to some teachers across the country that have incredibly low salary basis to start.
Yes.
Yeah. It takes a very long time. So that devalues our profession a lot because we, of course, equate Like, is money a measure of success? And yeah, it's great to say that you're happy and that you're really pleased in your job. And I am, don't get me wrong, but the fact that I'm also 28 years in and financially stable,
Right. Makes a
like if I
difference.
wasn't financially stable, this would be a different conversation. Have you ever thought, I work in education, why is finding a job so weirdly hard?
Yeah, scrolling through random job boards where half the listings don't even make sense is not the vibe.
That's why njschooljobs.com actually makes sense.
It's a job board built specifically for New Jersey schools, public, private, charter, and parochial.
Teachers, administrators, counselors, support staff, coaching opportunities. If your job involves a bell schedule, this site's for you.
It's free for job seekers. You can upload your resume, set job alerts, and apply without jumping through hoops.
Schools across New Jersey actively use njschooljobs.com, so these are real, current openings.
They also host virtual job fairs where you can connect with multiple districts online. No driving all over the state.
Those are coming up soon, so check the link in our episode description to register.
Head to njschooljobs.com.
Hey, Teacher Besties, I'm Andrea Forcum, and I am so excited to share with you that my book, They Never Taught Us That, is available right now. It is everything an experienced or first-year teacher needs to manage the chaos of the modern classroom, including some anecdotes to make you feel a little bit better. Because if there is a way that you can screw up, I've probably done it. It also has advice on how to build trust with families, how to manage grading and lesson plans and IEPs, and everything else that they never went over in your teacher prep program. They Never Taught Us That is available everywhere right now.
Right. So it says almost 95% of teachers around the world say they often feel happy at work.
Okay.
I wonder what often means. And also, right, I feel happy at work every day, not all day, but quite often. Right, so often. But I do believe that with this particular article, because they do have these really nice pictures and they have a paraprofessional here and they have a reading teacher. One is from Hawaii, one is from Montana, one is from New Hampshire. Then they have another teacher from Arizona. And so they have these different perspectives from all over the country. But I do think that two things can be true, right? So you can have, you can feel happiness in your job often, but it doesn't mean that you should just take what you get.
Okay.
And not get upset, right? So, making $26,000 a year is probably not it's not like just, oh, well, you're often happy, so be quiet about it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Even in Hawaii, like I'm looking here, I know that they pay for things like relocation expenses for people because there's such a shortage of teachers. Teachers in special education may receive bonuses of at least $10,000 just for signing contracts. Teachers with national board certification can receive an additional $5,000 to $10,000 if they're working in high need schools because, like, I've vacationed in Hawaii, and many of the people of Hawaii, the native people of Hawaii, who, I don't want to get into the politics of all this, who are being pushed out of the areas in which they live, and also live in areas that are objectively, like, they're not the greenest or the brightest because they're using the water from those places to like, take care of the lush grounds of the resorts and hotels that are in the area. One of the reasons there was huge wildfires in Maui is because of the diversion of water and the dry soil. At the same time, like many of those inhabitants are moving off of the island onto the mainland because the education systems are better, the healthcare system is better because they have shortages of those jobs that you just talked about: teachers, nurses, first responders. So, again, I'm glad that people are happy. I'm happy. But I think that there also needs to be a increase financially for every teacher across the board.
Yes. So there's this one, which I do like, they kind of end it it's quite a lot of pages long, but there's one teacher and he says, he gives tips, yes, on how to stay in love with teaching. So some of our listeners are done with their school years already, right? Some of us are, in the last couple of weeks. And I know that many of us take, the summer to think about and analyze, what went well this year, what could I have done differently, and things like that. So this part of the article I liked. He says, how to stay in love with teaching. Number 1, stay curious.
Okay.
And I agree with that. There's got to be, there's somebody that we work with, and he sort of plays that role of no caresies, even though he does. Yes. And I think he enjoys that people think that he isn't so. And every single time I talk to him, he tells me something new. Hey, have you heard of? Hey, have you tried? Hey, did you see? Every time. And it's always see, so that stay curious, I think, is very, very important, because even the teachers who appear to not care as much, or they're, they're too cool to be enthusiastic, are curious and trying,
Yes.
Number 2, find passion in some aspect of the job.
Okay.
So do you feel like there is one particular area that you are very passionate about?
Yeah,
in your job?
I do. I mean, again,
I think yes. I would answer yes for you, but what would you use as an example of something
I absolutely
that you feel?
do. I mean, I want to talk holistically for a second. I try to do like for example, I started doing lessons from the On the Road with Steve Hartman Kindness 101 challenge with my students. I started doing these daily, or every week I would do one. I've been catching up on some curriculum stuff the last few weeks, but I did something about friendship and empathy and kindness and different things that need to be done in society. I'm trying to create well-rounded citizens. That's what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And I've talked to my students often about, and I don't go into a lot of the details because of how divisive some of the discussions are with politics and stuff like that. It's hard in a civics class. But I try to tell them, hey, some of the adults and how they're handling these situations are not the way it's supposed to be. And it's got to be up to you guys to fix it. So I want you to be knowledgeable. I want you to have things that you're passionate about. I want you to know where to find the answers to questions that you don't know the answers to. When my daughter says to me, oh, you got to tell me who to vote for. No, I don't. That's up to you to figure out. You have to figure out what you stand for. You have to figure out who you believe in. It's not about what political party you are. It's who you think is going to make the best decisions for you, right? Rank your, I have them do things rank the things that they feel are most important right now, right?
Yeah.
And I talked to him about myself, about it's really important to me that any candidate that goes into office for any position that's going to represent me feels the way I do about schools and school funding. That, is going to, especially now with affordability and the cost of everything. Those are things that are important to me and a lot of everyday average Americans. So I'm trying to create well-rounded students. That's where my passion lies with what I do. Right? Yeah. It's not that I couldn't do that if I was teaching something else, but I really like the fact that I teach civics and getting them to understand when I get the question of, well, why do I need to learn this anyway? I'm don't you want to know what your rights are? So if they're ever taken advantage of, you also know what you can do? If your rights are being taken away from you or if they're being taken advantage of?
Yes.
That's one of the primary reasons that we're doing this. So
absolutely.
I definitely feel that way.
So you have your passion.
I absolutely do. Yeah, I really
passion. Do. Number 3, focus on building relationships with students. This is crazy important. I would say passion and relationships. There's definitely, I love learning how to learn or get to the more difficult learner. The building the relationships, yes. And, the social norms that have gone so far from so many of our students' lives, is really important, like to model proper behavior in social norms. And so like saying hello, greeting someone, looking at them, reading their facial expressions. Can you tell if the person is having a bad day? You know, a lot of times
read the room, right? Yeah,
they're shocked at, like, I'll say like, what's going on? And they're like, I could tell like there's a little something. And they're so surprised. It's like, you got to pay attention. So I think building the relationships, super important. Number 4, and that does help you. Although, you know, there are kids where it's like, you're not for me and I'm not for you. So like, you should find another spot to be. Right. I think sometimes we say finding relationships, and then like on the opposite end of that, it's no, like, you're not my cup of tea and I am not yours. So like, go find another teacher, because this isn't ever going to work. No matter how hard I work at it, like we're at an impasse. And that happens to the best teachers. Talk to other educators. Well, we've checked that box, sir.
Yeah, ultimately, every week and day and month and all the things that we're doing.
Yeah. Talking to people in our building, talking to people out of our building. And I do think that helps people to, and if the people around you are too much, dip in and dip out, right? You know, I mean, there's sometimes those situations where you're in a faculty room or something's going on and it's just not your vibe. Like, go check in, say hi, and then go somewhere else, right? You don't have to stay in an environment that's not, you know, fueling you in the right way.
What was it? Was it you that said, maybe you heard it from somewhere else, about like, you don't want to sit at a table where somebody doesn't save a chair for you or something? Was it? Was that you? I can't remember what that was. I don't remember the exact saying.
I mean, that would be right. Yeah, because people, you know, you're not meant to sit at every table. That's true too, which can be difficult to hear, but you know, sometimes, it's not for you, and that's okay, which is hard. I think
absolutely
that's something that comes to us when we get a little bit older.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it takes a little bit of time to develop that skill. So those of you who might not feel as welcomed, it could be for a variety of reasons. And you went through that before, like when you were in, you know, another building and you were younger in the profession. It was like, well, what does she know? You know, you're dealing with stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then and then number 5, keep fighting, which I think is great that they put this in here. And so it says, in a state like Arizona, which ranks last in the nation for per student spending, it's important to speak up. I refuse to lay down and take it, McKinley notes. Our students deserve better, if not the best. So, you know, there is that element of speak up for, you know, the things that you believe in, because of course we know that, you know, being a bystander is certainly going to, instead of an upstander, is certainly going to take away your joy.
Yeah. I want to make one comment on the last thing though.
Absolutely.
Right. And Again, that might not be in everybody's DNA to
fight,
to keep fighting, right?
Yeah.
Because let me be very clear, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to have to constantly feel like you are swimming upstream to get appropriate funding or to make sure that your classroom has what it needs and that your students have what they need. It's exhausting to have to deal with that. And like people don't seem to understand that is very unique, I think, to our profession. Like doctors are not asking for more scalpels. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Like those things are all taken care of.
Yeah, can I get a little more gauze or like, we can't have an anesthesiologist today. Oh, I'm so sorry.
And by the way,
there are this whole surgery by yourself.
There are one-offs to this. There was a doctor I recently saw. It was like giving a press conference outside of the hospital, and like I think she was like had just finished a surgery, and they were closing on a patient, and they were like, "You need to send her home," and she's like, "Well, I kind of can't do that because she's on an operating table."
Right.
And like she was basically being told things, and then after the fact was told not to say those things and told to not tell the truth. And she's like, "I'm not doing that. Like our patients need to be advocated for in certain regards, especially where we're talking about, health insurance." And we haven't really talked about school funding. That is a conversation for another episode, because that's
how about how about this? Let's go back to because I'm also about,
I also
reason-
feel like I'm sorry. I also feel like I just want to make I also feel like I'm Debbie Downer. Like you're saying, like these are all the things that bring us joy, and they're like, well, that's exhausting. Like that's not.
I mean,
what,
it's
like
point counterpoint. It's okay. But
yeah,
no, I
but
want
it's
to
also
tell
like
you,
very exhausting to deal with that on a daily basis. So
yeah, I
anyway.
want to tell you from the book that I just love so much, some things that. And this is from my girlfriend, my true love, Colleen. She gave this to me for my birthday 10 years ago. So when I tell you, the inscription, when I tell you the amount of times that I have read and reread this book, and so if you are thinking about framing your, if you have off this summer, you're working 3 jobs because, you've got to make it through the summer because remember, teachers don't get paid in the summer. Here are some things that might help to boost your personal happiness. Okay. Super basics. Number 1, get rid of anything you don't use or don't love. And we don't mean your spouses. Okay, everybody? We just mean stuff. Number 2, jump. You'll get a quick jolt of energy and cheer. Number 3, I love this one. Give warm greetings and farewells whenever people come and go from home. Oh. Number 4, Jason loves this one. Make your bed. Always make your bed.
I always
Number
make my bed.
5. This is a really big thing in our house. Cultivate shrines, places in your home that celebrate the people, the places, and the activities you love. Right? We call it whimsy around here, but we do welcome just a drop of whimsy. It doesn't have to make sense. If it brings you that sense of happiness, then do it. Number 6, I should be better about this. Go for a walk each day.
Yeah, me too. I really need to do some walking. I got to do that
Shake
more.
it, walk, jump, shake. Number 7, if there's a task you dread. Oh, this is one of the tips that the doctor that we had on just before Christmas gave us. If there's a task you dread, do it for just 15 minutes. You can withstand anything for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's an executive function technique. The
Gretchen
Pomodoro
Rubin.
method.
Gretchen
and that's
Rubin.
from what was her name? Dr. Lethko. Our episode with
Dr.
Dr. Lethko.
Lethko,
She
that's
talked about
right.
that with us. Yep.
And number 8, you and I were talking about this today. Always put your keys in the same place.
Oh my God! Darn it! I wanted. Why?
Yeah,
Children.
I know.
Children. My kids.
Number
I love
9.
you guys. You're amazing. Put your damn wallet and your keys in the same spot every
That's
day.
right, in the same
Anyway.
spot. Number 9, accept yourself and expect more from yourself. Ooh. Number 10.
Hold yourself to a high standard.
And number 10. And this is just for you, Jason Wanko, because all I do is talk about sleep hygiene. Get enough sleep.
Yep.
Prioritize sleep. So, she has all of these different people that she studied and techniques and all sorts of different things. And it says, is there a happiness mantra or motto that you have found to be very, very helpful? And, she says, know thyself, which I love. And also be Jamie or be Joe, right?
Yep.
Just be who you are and let that be. So if you are, and I've had I would say of my school years, I've had some that I can kind of look back on and go, this was a very difficult year. And for this one, this 25-26 year was a very, very difficult emotional struggle for me. And so, every January, we announce our words of the year and what we're going to do. And it's going to kind of set us up for the year. And of course, there's half the year left, right? But anybody can work on whether it's, whether you're a teacher or you are a therapist or you are, a lifeguard, whatever it is that you do, you can prioritize joy and work on it and find these tips and tricks to try to help yourself because, life is tough.
Yeah, it is. That's why I think it's good to see that people are finding joy in their profession. Also, that's where
right.
the reset comes in every once in a while. We're very lucky in our profession that every, August or September when our school year starts, depending on where you're listening from, that you get the ability to hit the reset button, start with new kids, start over again, try things differently, and really enact something that's going to maybe change and hopefully set yourself up for success for the school year. So
yes, and that is, where we focus on the balance of it all.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
absolutely.
And just very quickly, before we talk about our season 3 sponsor, I do want to mention
Yes.
something that Jamie and I are going to be participating, and we're going to drop a link in the episode description. You'll see us posting about it on social media as well. On June 30th and July 1st, there is Kelsey Sorensen, who runs Educate and Rejuvenate, who was on our show this season. It's a full live event for pre-K to 12 teachers who are tired of the crash all summer, panic in August, and push through the year cycle. It's a 2-day little workshop that talk about lightening your workload. It's going to link you up with other like-minded teachers, and you can walk away with a plan to show up to your classroom energized. I know for a lot of our colleagues, we kind of end school on like the 23rd, and then to already start thinking about next year that Sunday.
Yeah.
Might be a little much. But there's live sessions, there's taped sessions. Jamie and I will be on one of the sessions. We're going to be doing a recording with Kelsey for an episode of her podcast that's going to come out later. But there's a lot of different reviews for it. One of the best parts about it is most of it is free. There are some paid events that you could sign up for. But it's really cool if you're looking for something to, get your mind right and really focus on like the positive and the good. There's some really cool stuff that's going to be going on those days. So I definitely want you guys our listeners to check it out. And again, we have a link
we are really looking forward to that. Educate and Rejuvenate.
Absolutely. Yeah. She does some really great stuff. Kelsey does some really awesome stuff. And shout out to her for like, even when we signed up for this, like we got this incredibly thorough email with a document of like things that we could post and emails we could send. So like that's also the heavy lift of taking that off of us too is also very refreshing. So she does one hell of a job. And I know and we've never done this before, so we don't know what it's going to be like. However, knowing Kelsey and how she plans things, I'm sure this is going to be amazing. Like all the things that she does. So, and we had a great episode with her. So definitely check that out if you're looking for more of a preview with it. Yeah.
And speaking of amazing, season 3 is brought to you by our amazing presenting sponsor, Teachers Insurance Plan.
Presenting sponsor.
Check out their website below or tagged in the episode for more information and
just felt like singing.
Give them a call to get a quote. Teachers Insurance Plan, auto insurance that brings exclusive educator savings and exceptional customer care to New Jersey and Pennsylvania educational employees. And by the way, Mr. Vitale, they just dropped Teacher Week.
Oh, yeah. That's something else we should mention. Yes.
At the beach.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So there is, I'll have to find the link for that one. I believe they sent it to us. It's all over social media. So if you check out Teachers Insurance Plan on Instagram, that's where they do primarily most of their posting.
Yes.
It's a free event. Jamie and I actually did it last year. I've done it before. It was kind of went away after the pandemic and a couple of years after, but they just brought it back. You basically get to sign up. You get a free pass to the beach in Point Pleasant. You also get either a round of mini golf or the entry to the aquarium if it's like years past. I haven't looked at the
so
link
look,
yet.
so mark your calendars. It's Wednesday, July 29th through Friday, July 31st. Pre-registration is going to open soon, so make sure that you check out Teachers Insurance Plan for updates. They have been doing this event for nearly 10 years, so this is the 10th year, maybe like Mr. Vitale said. They may have missed a couple of years because of COVID. This summer marks the 6th year hosting the event, and they are very excited to invite all of New Jersey and Pennsylvania educators and their families. So you can go to Jenkinson's Beach and Boardwalk in Point Pleasant, New Jersey for Teacher Week at the beach.
Yeah, really
Can't
fun.
wait.
And they got some freebies that they give out. They give out the Elite Dry Erase Board Marker or Dry Erase
It's next
eraser.
level. They are everything to me.
Dry Erase Marker Board Eraser. That's what it is.
Yes, fans. They had all
yes.
sorts. They have really cool stuff. Plus free admission to the beach. And like you said, mini golf or the aquarium.
It's awesome. And who doesn't like free stuff? And you might be saying to yourself, what charging for beaches? Yeah, in some states, like New Jersey,
true.
beaches are charged for it. They're not free.
No.
So you have to pay either a daily fee or you buy a pass for the season.
Right.
Could be
Dailies,
anywhere,
weeklies, or season.
$8 to $10 or something like that,
or more. I couldn't even tell you what it is there.
Yeah, because I know you get the season done by where
I get
we
a
are,
season.
So.
I do. Yeah.
But yeah,
well, Mr.
definitely
Vitale,
check that
I
out.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. I also appreciate our sponsors, and hopefully it's not 8,000 degrees there like it was last year, because I think Chris melted.
It was, I remember, like, we walked onto the sand and went into the water. Like, we didn't last more than about 4 seconds in our chairs, and we had to get right into the ocean. So
yeah, we just dropped everything and ran.
Glorious beach.
Yeah. So I appreciate you too, friend, and we will see everybody next time on the Balancing Act podcast.
Bye.
Look for the Balancing Act podcast every week on your favorite podcast platform. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Thank you for being a part of our audience. We appreciate you.